The people that walked in darkness. Does it not feel like we're walking in darkness just now? I'm sure you're sick of hearing of this, I certainly am, but this whole COVID situation, to me, is just, it's just darkness. Who enjoys this? Who likes this? But there is light at the end of the tunnel. You've heard that. There's light at the end of the tunnel. They've worked out, there's several vaccines now available, and with the vaccine, things are going to get better. There's light. But the vaccine is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a light. It's not the light. With the vaccine, there's less chance of catching the virus. With the vaccine, the hope is that the lockdowns will loosen and we'll go back to some life of normality. But the virus, the vaccine isn't going to fix everything. The vaccine isn't going to change the world's problems, and it's certainly not going to change me. The vaccine won't fix my family relationships. The vaccine won't sort out my debt or my work problems. The vaccine won't heal my illnesses that I've had before the lockdown, before it appeared. The vaccine won't fix me. It's a light, but it's not the light. We still have our troubles outside of the vaccine certainly won't fix the problems of the world, that's for sure. So we still have these issues to deal with, this darkness to deal with. And we see that darkness. Actually, the people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. And here we have the light shining in darkness. In darkness, because although this is the light shining in darkness, there's still darkness here. Did you notice there's still darkness here? Do you know that there's still darkness there? Shall I tell you about the darkness that's still there at the crib scene, at the nativity scene, at the nativity? This is, as you might know, already a disaster. It is darkness. Because where the light has come into the world, God has become man. And where has God become man? In a stable, not in a palace. Mary and Joseph are not where they want to be to have a child. They're not in a warm home. They are forced outside, exposed in this stable with none of the normal stuff you'd have when you have child. That's a disaster. They're around smelly animals. And who knows, spiders and whatever insects are crawling around there. That's where she's having this child. That's darkness. And here, the light of the world comes into the darkness, but he doesn't change. It's not magic. And often, we have that sense that, with God, everything will be okay. God will come, and it will just be sorted out. It'll be fine. And the reality is no. The reality is no. That's no. It's still a mess. It's still a disaster. But into that disaster, into that darkness comes light. Now God is with us. Emmanuel is here. And that changes everything. It doesn't change the outward circumstances, but it changes how we experience and live them. You have made their gladness greater. You have made their joy increase. They rejoice in your presence. It is in his presence we rejoice. It is in his presence that we experience a peace that this world cannot give. And we need his presence because we live in darkness and we need light. We are broken and we need healing. We are separated from God and we need to be reconciled to him. We're separated from our brothers and sisters and we need to be reconciled with them. And it is God in us, with us, who helps to make that happen. And so God becomes man to reconcile us to the Father, to show us how to love. He shows us his love. That's how he reconciles us to the Father. How are we to love? Love one another as I have loved you. And as we give ourselves to this child, as we live our lives for this child, as we reconcile ourselves to the Father through this child, we start to reconcile ourselves to our brothers and sisters. We start to become light in darkness. We start to become other Christs, so that darkness might be diminished more and more through our presence as we spread the light through our words and our actions. So today we're celebrating that light coming in darkness. The world has started to change. And the world continues to change as the Son of God, Emmanuel, is born today in me and in you and in you and in you.